so weird because I never assume anything until like it happens because like maybe I told you before, I had a marriage interview that I need to go with the client, right? And then like night before they had this big fight, big fight, and like, oh, I'm not going. I'm like, okay, all right, well, but they ended up going, and they actually told the office that they had a fight and they're mad at each other, and they started to fight during the interview. I'm like, oh my gosh, what they're fighting in front of the interview, right?
Right there, the officer should have said, "This is a bona fide marriage."
That's exactly what happened, actually. So, the officer was laughing and said, "Well, obviously, this is a real marriage because you guys are like fighting like a husband and wife,
Yes.
So I'm like, okay. I mean, so that happened. That happens too. So it's weird. You never know.
There's a few questions that I wanted to ask you. I was talking to my sister about this. The same. We're talking about her friend, and then we're talking about how the friend was telling her that her husband had to do the medical exam and the credit report and everything that I see here that we do for our clients that need to get the green card.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling my sister that my husband didn't have to do any of that. That's is so weird.
See, that's why I think it's because he went through court, not the USCIS.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what happened.
Because he didn't do the medical exam, the credit report, or anything. I remember.
Well, the credit report is something new right now. Like that's under the public charge policy that they've been, remember that they've been litigating like left and right.
Yes.
Right? So like, remember a couple of days ago, they struck that down. You no longer have to, do public charge, what is it, analysis. But now, they appealed it. So now, you still have to, since it's appealed and it's pending, now that the public charge policy is in effect, so you still have to do it.
Oh, okay.
But those are the, people back then, they didn't have to do a credit report if you're a beneficiary, right? You don't have to prove anything to say that, that you have a potential to become a public charge in the future, right?
Oh, okay.
Because filing an affidavit of support was enough, because that's saying that the people who are petitioning or sponsoring, they are legally bound, right? Obligated to, support the person.
Yes.
Right. So that was enough back then, but now it's getting a little bit more complex, right?
Yes, it is. But that was my question, because I know that we were working on I-485s just recently. We're working on a few.
Yeah.
And I have to ask for the medical exam and the credit report, and I was just, I know maybe things changed because it's been so long since my husband got his green card, but he didn't do not even the medical exam or anything.
Yeah, that's probably because we he had to go to court, and that's probably it. Now this is good. I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording because it's taking too much time.
Yeah.
We could still go and talk, and it's a good idea. I'm glad we had this session for that.